Top 10 Scary Deathbed Confessions. Some people get the opportunity to leave the world with some last statements that are often enlightening but rarely scary. Today, we will talk about the most scary last breath confessions people made on their deathbed. Before we go on, don't forget to click like and subscribe for more content of amazing facts. Number 10. Really bad timings. James Washington made a confession when he had a heart attack while in prison. He thought he was going to die, so he confessed to killing somebody and beating her to death. Well, the prisoner recovered with medication, and it was the time he realized he made the confession at the wrong time. He tried to retract his confession, but it was too late. Number 9. Infamous killer. An infamous murderer who was serving jail for killing 6 people made a pretty creepy confession on his deathbed. He told his niece that he killed 6-year-old Adam Walsh back in 1981. He kidnapped the child from a Sears department store and cut off his head. Number 8. Guilty conscience. Amy Billing, a 17-year-old girl, went missing in the area of Coconut Grove back in 1974. Everyone in the community was shocked by her disappearance. The police couldn't find any clues about the girl until the murderer made a chilling confession. A member of the infamous Pagans motorcycle gang named Paul Branch admitted being involved in the death of Amy when he was on his deathbed. He told the police that the members of the gang killed the girl and her body was thrown into a swamp filled with alligators. Number 7. Ku Klux Klan. A dead body was found by 2 fishermen in 1957, and after an investigation it was discovered that the body was of Willie Edwards. The police determined that Willie Edwards spent the last few months of his life being harassed by KKK members because he apparently offended a white woman. One of the members of the KKK, Henry Alexander, confessed on his deathbed that he was involved in the murder of Willie, who was an innocent man and never harassed a white woman. Number 6. Freezer confession. Geraldine Kelly shot her husband after years of domestic abuse from her husband. She hid his body in the freezer, which remained there for 7 years. She told her children that their father lost his life in a road accident. In 2004, she was suffering from end-stage breast cancer, and it was the time she couldn't keep the secret to herself anymore. So she told everything to her daughter, who reported the matter to the police. The police found her husband's body in her storage locker in California. The dead body was completely mummified. Number 5. Scary skeleton. The police discovered the skeleton of Mohammed Zakir with an anonymous tip. The dead body had been buried in the patio for 12 years under several layers of concrete. With the help of specialized radar equipment, the body was uncovered. The body was found with both of his ankles and wrists tightly taped. For confirmation of the identity of the body, the police showed pictures of the clothing that was on the skeleton to the person who reported Mohammed Zakir missing. When the police had him in the room, he confessed to killing Mohammed Zakir after they got into a heated argument. Number 4. Hollywood drama. In 1922, a famous Hollywood director named William Desmond was shot to death, and the police were unable to find any suspects. An actress, Margaret Gibson, confessed to killing the director 40 years later when she was suffering from a heart attack. She said that she was high on drugs at the time she brutally murdered William. Number 3. Confession note. In 1975, John Harrison was found dead in a garage. She had a bite mark on her chest. First, the police suspected this brutal murder is done by the infamous British serial killer Yorkshire Ripper. But then the police received a 3-page letter from Christopher Smith, who was dying of cancer. She made the confession of killing John Harrison out of guilt. Number 2. Ice cream shop. Back in 1967, 2 women were shot to death in their ice cream shop in Virginia. The police didn't have any suspects until 40 years after the crime was committed. The police came up with new information. Diane Crow, suffering from heart failure and kidney disease, confessed killing the 2 women in the ice cream shop as they made fun of her for being a lesbian. Number 1. The psychiatrist. Vernon Seitz was 62 years old when he told his psychiatrist he killed 2 children. The psychiatrist was left with no other option but to report the murderer to the police. Vernon passed away from natural causes before the police arrived. However, the police made shocking discoveries while investigating Vernon's house. At his place, the police found a collection of videos and photos of young boys who disappeared back in 1989, and a bunch of other inappropriate videos and pictures. Well, that's the end of the video. Thank you all so much. Give it a thumbs up and smash the bell icon for more creepy real-life stories.